Hey guys, today I'm super excited to give you my spoiler-free thoughts on Wes Anderson's new film, Asteroid City. Now, this is the most Wes Anderson film I have ever seen in my life. It is almost like Wes Anderson is like, hey, what should I do for my next movie? I know, I'll do a Wes Anderson style film. Like, that's how Wes Anderson this movie is. It's really literally the only way to describe it. Now, I need to preface this by saying I am a Wes Anderson fan. I love his style. I think it is visually beautiful, but I love his stories. I think they're entertaining. They just really, really capture what I want to see in a movie. They're entertaining to me. So if you love Wes Anderson, and I mean love Wes Anderson, I think you'll enjoy this movie. It will be like a dream for you. If you do not like Wes Anderson movies, this is going to be a nightmare for you because this is so Wes Anderson. If you don't like Wes Anderson, honestly just skip this one. Like, it's not like it's like I said, the most Wes Anderson he has ever been. So if you were not a fan of his work, I just don't think it's going to work for you. For me, absolutely works. Of course, we have a stellar cast, which we always have with these Wes Anderson films. So it's got all the same regulars that we usually, or most of the same regulars that we usually see with his films. Plus some new faces in his that we haven't seen in his films before, and it's just so fun to bring them all together. And they all like knew the assignment. I feel like every single one of these people was like, okay, I'm gonna sit down. I'm literally gonna watch every single Wes Anderson film back to back to back to back, and then I'm going to jump into this movie. Even the people who have worked with him time and time again, like Jason Schwartzman, right? Like, he's so good in this lead role. Like, he just feels like, oh, I'm gonna do one of my normal characters, but like make it like be like in a Wes Anderson movie. There's really no other way to describe this, and I know I keep repeating myself, but this is such a Wes Anderson movie. It is visually beautiful. The colors, the aesthetic, it is exactly what you expect, right? You know, you see like the TikTok fad, right? Of like, pretend you're in a Wes Anderson movie or don't be in a Wes Anderson movie. It's people just standing, turning to the side, looking back, holding something. Like, that is Wes Anderson, and that is like exactly what we get in this movie. Now, this movie takes place in this town, Asteroid City, and there's like crazy stuff that goes on here. Like, people are stuck here because of something that happens. I don't know if it's like spoilery. I haven't watched the trailer on purpose because I wanted to fully experience and immerse myself in this movie. So it takes place in there, but then it's like also like, it's a play, which is interesting, and it's so hard to describe, and I almost feel like I couldn't even give spoilers, to be honest with you, because I feel like this movie, it's so hard to describe, but it's basically like nothing ever really happens, but things happen, but they don't really happen. It's almost like there's not really a payoff, but then there is a payoff. It's so hard to explain. But basically, if you're a Wes Anderson fan, you're going to have a blast. Tom Hanks is phenomenal in this, by the way. Of course, he's so good in every little thing he touches. But he is one of my favorite characters in this. He's so good. Of course, Scarlett Johansson, phenomenal. Her and Jason Schwartzman together are so good. They're so good. This movie is one of those movies where you're like, I want to figure out what's going on, what's going to happen. And like, there's not really a payoff for that. But at the same time, there is a payoff for like Wes Anderson fans. Like, there's a line in this where they kind of say like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I don't know what's going on in this. I'm not sure. And they're like, just keep going. And that's kind of what this movie is, right? It's just a story being told. There may or may not be lessons. There may or may not be a payoff. And the ending is like, okay, well, that happened. And that's how you feel. It's less than 2 hours. It's like an hour and 45 minutes or so. For me, I thought it moved along at a pretty decent pace, especially for a film like this. I was intrigued the entire time. I was on the edge of my seat. Like, most of the time I'm watching, I'm laughing. There's so many funny things going on. There's so many Wes Anderson-y things going on. And then it did fall a little flat in the end because you're like, oh, okay. And then it ends, right? There's not like a massive, huge payoff. But it works because it's in that Wes Anderson style. It's very hard to explain. Once you see the movie, you will know what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. If you like Wes Anderson, you're going to like this movie. I give this movie a 4 out of 5 because I love Wes Anderson and I think this is great. Is it his best movie? No. Is it intriguing and entertaining and confusing and beautiful all at once? Yes, absolutely, 100%. So that is why I give this thing a 4 out of 5. I was entertained. I had fun with it. I'm going to see it again. So that's kind of how I feel. You guys let me know if you're excited for Asteroid City down below in the comments. Let me know your favorite Wes Anderson movie if you have one. Do you like Wes Anderson? If by the time you got to this review you have already seen Asteroid City, please let me know what you thought. Again, it's so hard to talk about this movie without spoilers, but at the same time I feel like there aren't spoilers. Listen, all I'm going to say, Jeff Goldblum's character makes this worth watching. That alone makes it worth watching. Check it out. Plus, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's that aesthetic that I love. I could watch it all day long. I love the retro look. It's so stunning. And that it worked for me. It absolutely worked for me, but I can 100% see why it would not work for some people. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.